This is Rogue Mystic Divination, and this is a 72-hour read for the weekend of September 27th, 28th, and 29th. Already got the 3 cards out, and this is a pick a pile. You can pick 1, 2, or 3, or you can pick, this can be Friday, this can be Saturday, and this can be Sunday. So I'm going to pull additional clarifiers real quick, and then while we're going through them, we'll see if anything pops out too. Yep, just take this time to go ahead and pick your pile or decide how you want to take this reading, and timestamp should be in the bottom. If you're interested in more tarot readings, I do dailies, weeklies, monthlies, and hopefully here soon I'll be able to get a zodiac seasonal reading regimen going on. Like, how is Libra season treating you, and what should you have learned from Virgo season, something along those lines, but I'm not sure yet, so we are going to go ahead and move on to pile 1. Okay, pile 1. It looks like you are going to be embodying the energy of the Queen of Wands. You may decide to finally get out of your own way, and regardless of whether or not you have everything that you need, you're going to move on ahead and start getting things done. You're going to stop waiting for permission or accolades or prizes, and you're going to just get things done and move right along. This could be because you've had arguments or general disharmony. And I just had a hair stuck in my deck of cards, so there could be something strange that comes out of nowhere that's out of context. It just kind of drives you nuts, especially on Friday, as I don't think I've ever had that happen before. That's very odd. Anyway, it looks like this change in your attitude, where you're not letting anyone else get in your way and you're not waiting for clearance or permission to get anything done, is coming from you not being around the people that you feel like you should be around. You may not be choosing anybody else over these people, but you realize that just because they're your blood family doesn't mean they're who you're meant to work with in life. Whenever you're involved with them, they just seem like they are disorganized, and it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what they do. Someone is always disappointed. This could be not just a family, but it could be a work situation where a boss may not be able to communicate clearly and is putting all of the responsibility of not knowing what he's thinking or not understanding what he's saying on the employees because he can't communicate. Or her. This could easily be a female, so. This could be because this person was put in this place of, I don't want to say authority, but it seems like they may be seeing it as a place of authority by someone who just wanted them out of their hair. They could have transferred from another store, or if this is a family situation, has just been a problem, so they just kind of nod their heads and agree and just, yeah, sure, and then go on and do things behind this person's back in order to get them done. And if anybody ever comes up and says, well, why didn't so-and-so have anything to do with this? Well, we figured it'd just be easier to get it out of the way. He had enough going on, so that's the kind of, if that's a family situation, that's what this feels like. Not including people, because it's just easier not to. No one wants to confront anybody. No one wants to address any problems. It's just easier to go on like, it's not a problem, and just section that part of the family off, but not completely disown them and not completely separate them out. Just not include them. This person could easily be a Capricorn, but it doesn't have to be. It just feels like it's Capricorn energy. Everything is always business. Everything is always cut and dry with that person, but it's only cut and dry for them because they refuse to see all the information. Anything inconvenient, they just want to ignore. So because he's so inconvenient, other people just ignore him. It's a true case of treat others how you want to be treated. That's how he treats other people, so that's how they've been treating him. Now, the changes that you make this weekend could come about because of either the addition of the Knight of Cups to your family or to your life. This could still just be a work situation. And if this Three of Pentacles situation, if that is a work situation, then there's going to be a big problem because there's something other people just have been doing without consulting this person, and something's going to be severely screwed up. So if you're a part of this, you've been warned, I guess. If there's people that are intentionally screwing things up trying to get this person fired so they can put who they want into that position, or they can try and get someone more amenable to their causes, then that's going to be a disaster. And this person that they're trying to get rid of may end up getting an OSHA. This isn't going to come out right because I'm not sure exactly what it is, but like an OSHA violation settled in their favor because the violation wasn't their fault. And it was intentionally caught on camera of these other people setting them up, setting that catastrophe up. This doesn't seem like it's a life-threatening thing, but they will be on bed rest and have hefty medical bills that the company will then have to pay. And someone will be going to jail for that. So if there is a clique at work, don't at least distance yourself from them. Anyway, back to this Knight of Cups. This could be you starting to embody the elements of the Knight of Cups, but Or it could just be how you're coming off to other people. If this has anything to do with this, you might be coming in as a witness. Or you might meet them because they come in as a witness to some other incident. If you find yourself in the hospital, you may end up meeting a Nine of Cups, either as a nurse or as an intern. Don't forget to look behind Prince Charming's armor. He could just be dressed up just enough to make him look good, but he may have borrowed those clothes from somebody else. That cup that he has in his hand, if he is bringing you something, or if he's handing you something, I wouldn't drink out of it. His gift may be poison. He's holding the cup forward, but his clothes are not his, and neither is the horse. The horse is looking back. If you've ever seen a horse walk backward, in this instance, that's only almost what this horse looks like he's about to do. Like, are you sure you want to do this? We could turn around right now. And this mountain in the back. While these emotions are shallow and fleeting because this is a river they're about to cross, on the other side of those shallow and fleeting emotions, you have these rocky, dry mountains. So if you follow through with this, or this person comes to you in that state, and it's just easy, and it's a little bit too easy, take that as a hint, as this may be a setup. If you follow through with this relationship, it may be not worth your time. It could cause you more trouble than it's worth, and as soon as things get rough, this Knight of Cups may turn back at the first opportunity and leave you with the mess to clean up. Just saw someone stuck on a mountainside, so like on a cliff, trying to get somewhere but having all the difficulty in the world and no assistance. For this King of Swords, this could be someone that's associated with the Knight of Cups if this is an outside source. They may be the one manipulating this other person to come in and telling them to come in this way can say these things, and telling them about your interests and how you like to be spoken to and what you don't like. This may come out Saturday or Sunday. Seeing this person out in public, the King of Swords, is someone that you don't like. You can meet them out in public, not intentionally just running into them. They knew where you were going to be, they knew how you were going to be there, and they know what's going on in your life without you telling them. They've had people watching you, and they're going to bring up everything that they think is a weakness in your character, in your life. They're going to try and hyper-focus on everything that's wrong with either your vehicle, your house, your situation, and all you're trying to do is walk away from them. As much as I want to say that because you're embodying the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire for this weekend, as much as you want to set this person on fire, really light them up, you're not going to be able to. You're going to have to take the softer approach, and you know one of this person's weaknesses. You might say one thing, and you see it changes the look on their face immediately, and they finally shut up. But you do need to take the more feminine approach. As much as you may have somebody on the other side looking out for you, that only goes so far. This black cat in the front is a guardian. And as we all know, cats are in between. So, and just because you want to take the masculine approach today or this weekend, don't go starting any fights you can't get out of. Just because you carry a big stick or because you're holding a big stick doesn't mean you can whack everyone over the head with it at every given turn. So use it to show your power and that, hey, I worked to get this and I have it for a reason, rather than I have it and I will use it against you. That's not the stance that you want to take with this. Any power that you feel you hold, internalize it and let it, regardless of your gender, let it glow from within. Use it to power your confidence and your independence and your sense of self, rather than forcing yourself upon others. That's the more feminine approach to fire. Use it to grow things. Use it to help you know when to step away from something. And don't be afraid to use that firelight to shine light on something somebody else may be doing. Because as far as we know, this Knight of Cups cup is empty. Just because he's holding it doesn't mean there's anything in it, and it doesn't mean it's his. And the Queen of Wands has a flower right behind her. Whether or not this Knight of Cups has a cup of water to help her grow that flower or not is a question. And you may end up writing somebody off real quick. Emotional control with the King of Swords does not feel like it's coming from you. It feels like it's coming from somebody else, upset because they're not getting their way. They've been using their power and their information, and they may think that they're right, but they're not. And if they're trying to use paperwork to cover up something that they've been doing, they've been trying to use paperwork to cover up something that they've been doing that doesn't seem like it's a big issue, but will in the end cause a lot of headaches for a lot of people. You may have to be the one that shines light on that. Okay, if this is where you leave the channel or leave the reading. Remember, there are daily, weekly, and monthly reads up, and if it's not for a specific sign, it's hopefully time-stamped. Best of luck dealing with the situation, and now moving on to pile 2. Pile 2. For your first card, you have the Ace of Swords in reverse, so you may have started a plan or started some ideas, and it's not working out the way that you wanted it to. You may find that right now that there is somebody that's looking in on this that knows something that you don't. And you should have waited until you had more information if you're trying to move forward on a situation. Even though you think that this is part of your purpose, you or somebody else has been keeping secrets or intentionally blinding you to the truth about what happened. There are a lot of lies that one lie that a lot of people have been putting out there for their own sake, to cover their own ass. This could be over a relationship with a parent or some family issue that this could be a long-standing family lie, a secret that's been kept from you, like, hey, you're adopted and you just found out about it and you're in your mid-20s or 30s and nobody ever told you. And all these people have been keeping this a secret, and even though there were tiny hints here and there, no one ever outright said it, and you want to know why. Or someone even said, oh, we thought we told you about that. This could be because you are the result of a sexual assault or some other inappropriate relationship or a bad situation, and it was easier to not tell you because they would have to face the consequences of that event, just like you would. And part of them didn't want you to know about it because they didn't want to hurt you, but in reality they knew that they were just keeping a secret to satisfy themselves. Not that they got anything out of this, but part of them did. Because I know something about you that you don't. And they took pride in that, which is weird. If you ever had an intuition that these people around you looked at you as different, looked at you as odd, or just would randomly look you up and down like, oh, well, and then just go back to what it was that they were doing, this might be why. There could be some other family secrets which I'm still not sure what it is that I could get the channel banned for, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but if it happened to you, or if you're an adult, it's not going to take you too far to think about it to know what I'm talking about. But some of these people are going to play stupid, and it may be the final straw for you. Like, you know what, You're right, I'm not one of you. And you may have been a very patient person up till this point. As much as you've been upholding their ideas, you've also been agreeing to be blinded by them to some extent. Like, you knew what their opinions were of you, you knew that something was going on that you didn't know about, you knew they were keeping something from you, and this is a very emotional, or something based on a lot of emotion, and it seems like you're more invested in it than they are. That's because you were. This has been your entire life, knowing these people in this way, so you weren't allowed to look at it. Or at least not allowed to look at it and say anything about it. But this could be a time for you to have your own ideas about things and have your own sword rather than allowing other people to wrap you up in theirs and use their ideas about you and about what they know for sure and that you don't against you. There could be 7 people involved with this that have been keeping this secret and they could have just been covering one person's behind, or they could be all covering each other's because they all knew about it, so they're technically accomplices. But this Ace Sword could be exactly what it is that is the final straw for you. And you just use that one to free yourself from their opinions and their ideals and totally section yourself off from them. If you do, I would do it quietly, and I won't say anything about doing it. Just do it. Slowly move your things out of the house, and then once you're out and you're in the safe spot, then start to cut down communication avenues. Because even though there was a guise of, oh, well, you're safe, there's nothing bad has ever happened to you, and if you try to bring it up, they say, oh, it didn't happen like that. Gaslighting 101, right? And the Wheel of Fortune did pop out for this, so this could just be where everything comes to a head for you, and it gives you it's not a push, it's not a forcing you out or anything, it's just it's a page marker in your mind where you're like, this is where everything changes, and this is where I'm done. And you start to separate yourself and move on. So keep yourself safe, pile 2. I'm about to move on to pile 3. Hello, pile 3. Your main energy for this weekend or for the next 72 is going to be the Ten of Cups in reverse. If you had a certain ideal about how a family situation was or a relationship was, you might want to go and watch pile 2. Because that might be some of why this is going on. But if not, this family situation or relationship situation that you have going on You may want to confront someone about something. It might be because of our favorite thing, money. This could be someone disrupting a relationship because of money, because they just found out somebody else is supposed to inherit a lot, or whether it's property or just cash. Or maybe they're finally cashing in and able to harvest some of what it is that they've been working on for a very long time. It doesn't feel like necessarily a true, like, romantic relationship. This feels more like a family that is arguing over who's getting the inheritance from Grandpa. Grandpa was in finance for 45 years, and he made a lot of very wise investments that paid off well. And everyone's just found out about it because he's been flaunting money and no one knew he had this. And now they all want to know who gets it. With this Five of Swords, looks like someone's trying to piece things together. Like there's two ideas that they hold close to their chest. There's one that they're trying to pick up and understand, but they're not fully there yet. And then there's two that's on the ground that they've totally discarded, or that they haven't even been able to grasp yet. So there's two influences here that it doesn't look like anyone is going to be able to comprehend. If you're involved in this, it doesn't look like you're either of these two walking away. Looks like this may be two family members walking away because, oh, well, I'm not getting anything and that's all I care about. Oh, well, he didn't trust anything to me, so I'm just going to throw down my sword. That's where I stand. You're not giving me anything, I'm not giving you anything, and they're just walking away from the relationship with this person. This could also be you with all of this money and this insight, this property. And once people find out they're not getting anything from you, then they don't care anymore. These could easily be two people that were trying to find out exactly how much money there was and how it was structured. Like they were trying to get into bank accounts and debit cards and credit card numbers. But if you or this person with all this money has their butt covered, then they realize that they won't be able to get to any of it. It's all either in a trust or associated some which way that they can't get to it. They're literally walking away from everything with just the shirts on their backs. Eventually, either if you did this for the entire weekend, pile 3 for the entire weekend, you'll be coming out of it with just happy that you're done dealing with anybody else that has given up. And then the Three of Cups comes out, so you'll be celebrating that you finally don't have to deal with somebody like, oh, well, how did you get that? Or where'd that come from? And, oh, that must be nice. That's always my fucking favorite. Oh, well, that must be nice. Like, you rub my nose and everything that is that you do, every tiny little thing, and expect to get accolades and wonder why I act strange about it, and then whenever I do anything the least bit similar, you're like, oh, well, that must be nice. Gotta love those people. Love them whenever they walk away. But it does look like you will be able to finally say, I already knew this is where this is going, and I knew you didn't care too much about me, so you're not getting anything from me, and you're also not getting my attention, and you're not getting any information from me, and it may just be a question of their actions coming to light and being open and honest about how they really were. You may have been giving them chance after chance, and it just didn't work out. It did for you, because then you could bring prime examples of why it is that why they're not getting anything from you. Whatever this is, you will be coming out of this fine and happy by the looks of it. Because this is either going to be two things that you don't have to deal with, or two people you don't have to deal with anymore. Because of this, hopefully nobody goes to jail, and it doesn't get that bad that you have to call the cops and file cases, but it doesn't look like it with the Three of Cups and the Sun coming out for the third and fourth card. Or third and fifth card. So a struggle in relationships could possibly not even be be your fault. It could just be other people, and how you're just not aligned to the same purpose in life, and they finally give up trying to make it work, and then that means you don't have to make it work anymore. And you can soldier on to your new beginning, where you just handle things yourself, and you don't have to worry about asking for anybody's permission. So pile 3, still be careful. Just because it looks like they're gone doesn't mean they're totally out of the picture. There's where's it at? Even though I know that's supposed to be an ocean and mountains in the back, I always see that as it's like the wall to an arena, like a gladiatorial arena. So just be careful. Just because they're out of your sight, you have your back to them, doesn't mean that they're not going to turn around and charge at you. Bare-fisted. Which means they don't have anything to back them up. So, best of luck. Still keep your head on a swivel, but don't tell anyone else what it is that you're really working with. Just say, oh, I had been saving. Don't give anybody any numbers. Don't give anybody any reason to want to investigate any further. And that is where I'm going to stop pile 3. Remember, there are daily, weekly, and monthly readings on the channel. If you can't find anything for your sign, or you don't connect with your sign, please look for the collective readings and see if you have better luck there. Because if you're not aligned to the specifics of your sign, then you just may not be on the wavelength of anybody else who has your sun sign. Also, check for your moon, rising, and north node.